We have already talked about many illnesses in this series. But burnout is different. It doesn't hurt like an injury, and you can't see it like a skin condition. Yet it can change a person within minutes. I experienced this in my own family. My daughter suffered from burnout. We sat at the table, laughing, talking about normal things. And suddenly you could see that something was wrong. Her facial expression changed, her voice became insecure or tense. One moment she was laughing, and a minute later tears were running down her face. Burnout is not only the body giving up. It is as if the person collapses inside, sometimes without warning. We lived through this for years, and it was often difficult. Once, I was talking to her normally while sitting at my computer. Minutes later, she came into the room, overwhelmed, and reacted impulsively. Our psychologist later explained that in those moments she didn't see me, she saw the boys at school who had bullied her. Burnout doesn't just drain energy. It changes perception, emotions, reactions. And that is why it is so important to talk about it, calmly, honestly, and without blame. Burnout doesn't start suddenly. Even if it looks that way from the outside, the body has been struggling long before the collapse becomes visible. A person lives beyond their limits, often without noticing. Stress becomes a permanent state, and the body switches into an emergency mode that was never meant to last. The stress hormone cortisol rises, the heart beats faster, and the muscles stay tense. The body tries to remain alert and productive, even though it desperately needs rest. Eventually, it can no longer maintain this state. Energy drops, concentration fades, and even simple tasks feel overwhelming. The brain also changes. Areas responsible for emotions, decisions, and memory work less effectively under constant stress. That's why people with burnout often react differently than they want to: irritated, sad, overwhelmed, or completely empty. Burnout is not a sign of weakness. It is the body collapsing after too much strain for too long. The body isn't saying, "I don't want anymore," it's saying, "I can't anymore." And that message must be taken seriously. Burnout begins quietly. The first warning signs often seem harmless or easy to overlook. Many people don't realize something is wrong because they think they are simply tired or going through a stressful phase. But the body sends clear signals early on. One of the first symptoms is a deep, unusual exhaustion. Not the normal tiredness after a long day, but a feeling as if energy no longer returns. Sleep barely helps. You wake up and feel just as empty as the night before. Concentration also declines. Tasks that used to be easy suddenly feel difficult. People forget appointments, lose track in conversations, or struggle to focus on simple things. Emotional changes appear as well: irritability, quick overwhelm, inner restlessness, or the constant feeling of being under pressure. Some withdraw, others react impulsively or become unusually sensitive. The body also speaks: headaches, muscle tension, stomach issues, or a constant sense of strain. These warning signs are not normal stress. They are the first indication that the body is reaching its limits. Recognizing them early can prevent a complete collapse. Burnout doesn't only affect the person who collapses. It also affects the people around them: family, partners, friends. Loved ones witness the changes up close and often feel powerless. It's important to understand that burnout is not a choice. No one decides to suddenly become irritable, sad, or unpredictable. These reactions come from overload, from inner pressure, from a nervous system that can no longer regulate itself. Family members must not take it personally, even though that can be difficult. People with burnout need safety. No blame, no pull yourself together. They need calm, understanding, and someone who stays, even when their mood shifts. Small things help: structure, quiet conversations, patience, and sometimes simply being present without talking. But family members must also take care of themselves. Burnout can drain an entire household. To support someone, you need your own strength. Breaks, support, and professional guidance are just as important as helping the person affected. Burnout is a shared challenge. No one should carry it alone, neither the person suffering nor the people who care about them. People in the middle of burnout often feel trapped.
This is your sign to
Everything
slow down.
feels heavy, every step takes effort, and even simple decisions can become overwhelming. But there are ways to move forward, small steps that slowly bring stability back. The most important point: no one has to handle this alone. Burnout is a serious exhaustion of the body and nervous system. Accepting help is not weakness, it is necessary. Talking to doctors, psychologists, or counselors can relieve pressure and provide direction. Daily life also needs adjustments. Rest is not a luxury, it is treatment. The body must relearn how to slow down. That means less pressure, less perfection, less "I have to." Instead, small routines that calm the system: short walks, regular meals, consistent sleep. Setting boundaries is essential. People with burnout often say yes to everything until nothing works anymore. A simple no can be healing. And finally, patience. Burnout does not disappear overnight. The way back is slow, but it is possible. Every small step counts. And every person deserves to regain their strength. Burnout is one of those conditions that stays invisible for a long time. Not because it is rare, but because it develops quietly. Many people continue to function on the outside, going to work, caring for family, completing tasks. And that makes burnout difficult to recognize, both for others and for the person affected. The early signs look like normal tiredness or stress. Everyone feels exhausted sometimes, everyone has bad days. That's why many don't take the warning signs seriously. They tell themselves, "It will pass." But burnout doesn't pass when ignored. It grows. Another reason is shame. Many people with burnout don't want to admit that they can't keep going. They fear appearing weak or disappointing others. So they smile, even while they are collapsing inside. Family members also overlook burnout easily. There is no visible injury, no fever, no wound. Only small changes: less energy, less joy, less patience. And these changes appear so slowly that they are often noticed too late. Burnout is hard to see because it begins inside, in the mind, in the emotions, in the nervous system. And that's why it is so important to pay attention and listen, even when the person can barely describe what they feel. Burnout is a condition that often remains unnoticed until strength is nearly gone. Many people struggle with it silently, and families carry the weight alongside them. If this film helped you understand how serious burnout is and why early signs matter, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Your support helps me continue creating health documentaries. Thank you for watching. Take good care of yourselves and stay healthy.